I'm probably going to title this video something like "Are Fall Vegetables Easier Than Summer Vegetables?" And the reason for that is I think they are overall in our Raleigh garden here. So if you're in the northern part of the country, you can overlap some of the what we would call cool season vegetables that I'm about to talk about with some of your summer vegetables. But here in the South, there are a group of vegetables that need it to be probably 10 to 15 degrees cooler than our summer temperatures in order to grow well. And that's things like broccoli, cauliflower, lettuce, cilantro, some flowering things like pansies. There's just a group of carrots, beets. Those things don't like our peak summer temperatures. So we just kind of grow them in the shoulder season. So we can have a spring crop before our average last frost date in the spring of what I would call cool season vegetables, and then do the same thing in the fall. You can get a vegetable planting guide for your area. So if you simply Google whatever area you're living in and look up vegetable planting guide, you can find a guide that will give you a list of the vegetables that you can grow in your area, and then when you would start them from seed versus when you would put plants in the ground. So if you were just going to go to a garden center, box store, or whatever, and buy plants, you would put those in later than you would doing the seed starting, which we're showing in this video. If you own the Weekly Garden Planner, I actually have those guides on the Weekly Garden Planner. I have also added to the Weekly Garden Planner a seed starting app. I have not done the fall vegetables yet, and when to start the fall vegetables, that's going to be added to it. Currently, you put in your average last frost date in the spring, and it generates a list of things that you can do from seed in your area and how far back from your average last frost date that you need to start those things, and puts them in a logical order of the order in which you should start them. And then the second thing I've added to it is a seed inventory. So you can add all the seeds that you purchased, where you bought them from, that kind of thing, and it will keep up with that. So when you generate the list of vegetables that you're going to do, it will tell you what you already have seed for. That's the way that's going. My next step will be to add fall vegetables to that list. It's $50 off for the month of August, and the code is on the screen to get that. It's over on the website. Okay, so you figure out when you're putting things in. Again, the further south you go, the more you're going to see it separate a bit into some that get planted in the spring and in the fall, and then some that are for the summer. Okay, we can, though, here mid to late summer, actually I could put in a new crop of zucchini or squash or cucumbers. I don't necessarily have enough time left for tomatoes and peppers. Maybe I would. They tend to take a little bit longer to have mature fruit on them, but a lot of the quicker growing things, beans and that kind of thing, you could definitely do a second round of them. My cucumbers are fading right now. 100-degree days finally had an impact on them, and we're pulling them out. I could come right back in and plant some cucumbers directly in the ground. The other things I'm going to start, okay, so lettuce and all the different kinds of leafy greens can be direct seeded in the garden. And as a kid, this is the way we did it. I mean, we just went out and turned the soil over from our summer garden, whatever we had torn out at that point, or maybe we had some extra space, or maybe even in between existing things, we would go in and plant our leafy greens. So that would be a lot of collards. We planted a lot of collards as when I was a kid. But you could plant Swiss chard, lettuce, all those things directly. If you're going to do just direct seeding, you would do it about 6 to 8 weeks before your average first frost of the season. For us, that's going to be right around the end of October. So if I was going to direct seed these, I'd wait until about the 1st of September, okay, to do it here in my area. Again, it's on a chart. If I'm going to start them from seed in the house, though, which I can also do, and many times I've shown off us seeding various types of lettuce directly in the house. I can just do it in a tray on our light rack inside, and I can get a head start on them, okay? Because the season is a little short compared to the summer season, so it might not be a bad idea to do them from seed, even though, again, you could direct seed them. The other thing we can do with the seedlings from this lettuce is actually just grow them in bowls. We don't have to necessarily grow them in the ground. We can do it in shallow bowls. Another thing I've shown off in previous videos, and there's a playlist on the channel for seed starting. So you can go and take a look at what I'm talking about with any of the fall planted seeds. I have various ways to do it. You can even grow them in the house on the light rack and eat them directly off the light rack if you want to, or do I've got videos for microgreens as well if you want to do that. And we can buy the seed in bulk, which we do, and grow microgreens. The other thing that definitely needs to go directly in the ground are the root vegetables. And so things like carrots, beets, kohlrabi, what else have I missed there in that list? So that's pretty much the list there. And then also peas are so easy to do from seed, direct seeding, that it's probably best just to do that. So again, this is going to be a group that's you're going to do 6 to 8 weeks before your first normal frost, which again for us is right at the end of October. So that's the beginning of September. These I'm not going to do from direct seed. The things that I am going to seed this early are any of the fall flowers that I might want to grow. We can grow alyssum, we can grow snapdragons, we can grow pansies, a lot of fall and winter flowering annuals that we can grow and add to our garden. Some, and dianthus, some of them come back year after year and aren't necessarily annuals, but those could be seeded in trays right now, get them started, and then they again would go in the ground about 6 to 8 weeks before my last frost. Pansies, I usually wait a little bit longer than that, so probably more like the 1st of October when I would put pansies in the ground, but again, right here in late August would be the time to start the seed on them. So that's the way we do this. We have this fantastic fall season where these leafy greens, again, and it's kale and Swiss chard and collards and lettuce and anything that you would eat just the leaf directly, and then other brassicas like broccoli and cauliflower. This is the time to put them in for us here in the South. What will happen is when we do get that frost, as long as it's fairly minor, as long as it's like close to 32, most of these things will survive right through that. If it's going to be a little colder than that, I can throw a cover over them for that night or two that it gets that cold in early November, and sometimes it's 2 to 3 weeks further into November before we get another frost or freeze, and so we can go a very long time growing these. Again, I have a playlist on the channel for all things seeding. The other thing that we'll do is once the seed comes up, so we'll start any of these pansy seeds, just 1 or 2 seeds per cell in the tray. So we've got a potting soil in here. We have a 50 cell tray that has drainage holes in the bottom of it, and then a solid tray that sits below that. And this is what we seed into, shown it many, many times on the channel. And then I have a light that sits over the top of that. Once they're up and they get their first true leaves, once they're up maybe an inch, inch and a half, you can start to fertilize them, and we'll use a fish fertilizer or organic fertilizer. It can be a little smelly in the house if your light rack's in the house, but it is what it is. That's the, we find that mild organic fertilizer is the best thing to hit them with early on when you're trying to get them to growing. If you want to push them a little harder than that with a synthetic fertilizer later in the fall, you're welcome to. We usually don't have to. You may make the decision, the other decision you might make for your fall vegetables will be to recompost the vegetable garden before you do it. So if you're pulling your summer vegetables out September 1st or whatever, or you're creating new rows in between them because you still have some left, it might be time to add some additional compost into that garden space if you want to. You can use a fork and kind of break the soil up just a bit with a fork if you want to. But I think this is probably my overall. Steph and I end up doing some traveling in the fall a lot of times now, and we don't do fall vegetables as like the last 2 years, right? I mean, it's been like 2 years since we've done fall vegetables, and I miss it because I'm telling you, it's so easy and it's so rewarding, and you get these leafy greens out of there without, you don't have to be over there monitoring them. Slugs and snails can be an issue on leafy things, right? So make sure that there's not a lot of debris out there. You're keeping the beds clean. There's not a lot of weeds around them, because that has to be one issue you have. And outside of that, it's more just a window of time. Do I have enough time between September 1st-ish and November 15th for my broccoli and cauliflower to finish? Do I have enough time for some of these things before it gets really cold? The lettuce is always going to give us something in that 10 weeks. If you keep them in a bowl, you grow your lettuce in some sort of shallow plastic bowl or whatever kind of pot you want to grow them in. You can bring it in and out during that cold and continue to keep it in a bright, sunny place outside during the day, and then bring it in during the evening. So to me, they're just easier. And I find myself in the middle of summer going, why are my tomatoes this? Why are my peppers doing this? Why are my cucumbers dying? Why is my squash doing this? Why is my zucchini? You know, summer's just a tough time, to grow vegetables in for any plant to be outside. And then all of a sudden we get these cooler nights in the fall and we put these things in and they're just easier. They're just overall easier, and that's why I'm titling this video is fall vegetables actually easier to grow, or cool season vegetables easier to grow than summer vegetables. I believe it is, and I think it's worth a try. We get seed, we're equal opportunity seed folks. I've got burpee seeds on the table. We've got stuff from Park Seed on the table, got stuff from Baker Creek on the table. Anything else stuff that Renee's Garden. That's another one we've started to use quite a bit. Really like those. I like the packaging on these. I've met her at a show last year, and really nice folks. We've got some seed in there from Johnny's and several other places. If we see a seed we want, we grab it. If it's a garden center, box store, order it online, whatever. Just a lot of different ways we'll acquire seed. Again, that seed inventory I think will be super helpful to you on the weekly garden planner if you are a person who does a lot of seeding. It's available over there on the website. So thank you guys so much for following along with the channel, and don't forget that I'm going to link down below and probably up here in the corner at some point during this, the entire playlist I have on seeding. That was one of the videos that was over an hour long where I assembled a lot of the old seeding videos together so you can learn a lot more about it in just one single video. Thanks for watching.